South China Morning Post, 2nd of June 2023, India asserts that Beijing won't permit its reporters to continue working in China. Since no journalistic freedom exists in China, all reports must adhere to government directives. On Friday, the Foreign Ministry of India stated that New Delhi permitted all Chinese spy journalists to work in India and expressed the hope that Beijing would allow Indian journalists to continue their work in China. 2 days before India's declaration, China claimed that appropriate action had been taken in response to India's treatment of Chinese journalists. Since a disastrous military conflict on their Himalayan border in 2020, ties between India and China have deteriorated, and now there is a dispute over visas for each other's journalists. It started in April when 2 Indian journalists working in Beijing were prevented from coming back to work there from India. At the time, China had stated that the move was a corresponding countermeasure to the way Indian authorities had treated Chinese journalists. After Beijing declined to renew the visa of one of the 2 Indian journalists still present in China this week, tensions flared up again. Beijing said this was retaliation for India not extending the visas of the last 2 Chinese state media spies who had visited India this month. According to Arindam Bagchi, a spokesman for the Indian Foreign Ministry, all foreign journalists, including Chinese journalists, have been pursuing journalistic activities in India without any restrictions or difficulties in reporting or doing media coverage. At the same time, he added, normal journalistic behavior and activities, or from the provisions governing journalist visas, should not be violated. While in China, Indian journalists have faced significant challenges, such as being prohibited from hiring locals as correspondents or reporters, according to Bagchi. According to Bagchi, they had obstacles acquiring entrance and moving around the neighborhood. According to a statement, Indian journalists can only work in China and offer coverage under Chinese authorities' orders. Since the violence in May 2020 that resulted in the deaths of 24 troops, military tensions between the neighbors have decreased, but diplomatic relations are still tense. Last month, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi stated that normal relations with China must be founded on respect, sensitivity, and interest between the 2 countries and that peace along the border is crucial.